Gemini, there is always tension at its highest form before that which you bring forward can take form. This is the Arcana Veil. Wherever Gemini is stationed in your chart, that is important for you to have a look at. We have Arrival. We have Stalk. Change. Interesting. Aquarius. In this age of Aquarius, there is change that comes to you from that which arrives from the highest point, from the heavens, for the starting of the birth to take place of a new idea, a new experience, a new path that you seek to inquire about. And with change, there is always tension before anything really can take form. We have to experience or endure the fact that it takes great pressure for coal to be compressed so that it becomes a diamond. That energy comes through very strongly here. You're a diamond in the making, or you are making a diamond. Using a lot of sacred waters from the Aquarius, energy, intelligence, inventiveness, humanistic experiences. That is what you're requiring to use right now. Let's have a look and see what the tarot has to say for you. Infinite forces, initiate forces. Interesting. Infinite forces. Infinite forces are always within. It is how you initiate those forces for it to take place. There is the light and the light there. With the Queen of Swords here, definitely the feminine part of your chart is the Gemini ability to decide what works, how to decide what takes precedence, what should be born into your life, what you can discard. Very sternly, she sits there in the clouds, in the air. We have death. Out of the death is rebirth. Hence the birth that takes place, which would be the change that you seek. We have stable forces here on this side. One more. Rebirth. There you go. Now within this, it's very important to take note that you are going to experience right now a process of gathering new energy to come towards you. In other words, your wisdom. You are ever learning. You are ever seeking new ideas. It is the nature of your energy that gives you that ability to set things in place. With that said, that which comes towards you from perhaps that which shapes your consciousness or your pathway, it is the initiate of the new light that comes in from within you. That is why you are having the place of the Queen of Swords here to discern what you wish to bring into your life path. In other words, I'm saying, for the most part, when people apply or work on creative thoughts and thinking, they don't want to just create willy-nilly. You're becoming more discerning about what it is that you want to create. And with that change that you seek to become reborn again, rebirth requires purification, or the golden egg that is part of the cosmic journey of the self. Everything is part of the self here, requiring stable forces here, having thrown a lot of things in there, very much like a cooking process taking place, and deciding how to burn away all those debris and things that don't actually belong here anymore. There's a lot of stuff around the change here saying that it's going to have to take some time and effort to coagulate and to discern and to uncomplicate the path as you're going forward. Death is at the heart of the nature here, which means you are definitely breaking down that which has not been who you are. you're breaking away from certain ideas and beliefs. Let's have a look and see what is in the underworld, the medicine that you're bringing out, that which you use to fortify. 7 of Pentacles here. It'll take time. It takes time to become initiated in the forces of the awareness of the consciousness. We have the Queen of Vessels under the Queen of Swords here. Very much like being able to look into timelines, to look in the past and look into the future. Like Janus, very much able to decide what fulfills, what works. The Vessels here in this deck very much complements the fact that I'm using ether as the forces here in my deck, and within that it brings out a more sort of medicinal healing experience through the cosmic consciousness of the mind, body, soul, and spirit within its own true nature. And the Vessels here, where she is holding out with her left hand, and really with the caduceus, which is the Mercury element here, very much offering that which is the medicines of life. And through life, if you seek the medicine of life, you must be prepared to die off the things that perhaps have reformed you or have formed you to be a certain way. This is why you're taking the initiative forces to stabilize what it is that you seek to experience in the Aquarius experience, with using mental experience, a lot of mental and altruistic reformation of ideas for the rebirth to take place. That is your desire, is to have the rebirth. We have the Fool under the Death here, very strongly placed here, very well put in motion, that as the indicator of the new journey. The Fool will often be experienced as a newer form of. In other words, it's not how the Fool used to present himself or is presented often, but in a different form, where it is now a new way for the soul to experience the pathway that is required. So far it's kind of self-explanatory here. We have the Four of Wands here, very much under the stable forces here. You're being supported by some people that are close to you, that really have your back, that can actually look after you or look out for you, that can celebrate your happiness and your joy that you seek to experience. We have the Queen of Coins here under the purification here. Very much what brings it in for you, another Queen. And the outcome here for you is the Ace of Cups, which is the waters that come from the Aquarius, the heavens coming into the cup, so that that which is used to be created as medicine in your path, so that that which is born out of that through the egg is what you seek to hold close to you. In other words, in simple terms here, you are going through a process of rebirth, which means everything that you used to know of yourself is changing completely. And in this process, you are essentially experiencing a type of reform of your true nature. And that is refinement of that which is in the adornment, or that which is part of your nature, that will give you that essence that you seek to fulfill for what it is that you want to experience. In other words, while you change and experience this rebirth taking place, all of these things are all part of your nature in how you are now, and you have now already entered into a new reality which you have made for yourself. And within that reality, you will encounter different people, different scenarios, different things that will be in complementary to you. Because you have the heavens and you have the underworld and you have the middle world that are in harmony with one another right now. And how do you keep that going is by always focusing on what is within you. It is always going to be that one thing that will give you the guidance. Whatever comes from the outside, refine it. Use the swords to define it. And as you've done that, ingest it. Queen of Vessels, to be able to change and move forward into your pathway. That is essentially the simpler explanation of your journey of where you are. You could be going into a new job, and the same thing happens. Don't bring your old stuff from the previous job with you into the new job, because you don't want to pollute the new space with old crap. But in the past job I did this, I'm now doing this. Stop doing that. It's not going to work for you. That is how you don't encounter the fuller perspective or the fuller potential of you are. Gemini, this was your reading. Very different, but very much clear for you here. This was the Arcana Veil. Until next time.